Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and we've been live hanging with everybody in the chat. It's been such an awesome hangout. So many amazing people in this community. If you're not part of it, tune in every Tuesday, Thursday. What are you doing? Come hang out with us Tuesday, Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Steph, Adonna have been here. What's up, guys? And we got a first story I wanted to talk about for today on the replay to make it more about the news. But you missed all the hangouts, so you guys missed out. But let's jump to this first story because this was a fascinating one. I wanted to go through this with you guys to get all your thoughts. But apparently, Predator might be pulled from Disney. How? How could that be possible? Well, the screenwriters are taking advantage of a very interesting copyright loophole that could start affecting a lot of IPs in the coming future. So Jim and John Thomas of Disney's say Disney's hold on the franchise expires this week. Disney goes to court for the first time on the copyright termination front. So these guys were the brothers who wrote the 1987 action film Predator, and they filed a lawsuit against Disney seeking confirmation of a successfully recapturing rights to the franchise. Disney's 20th Century unit has filed its own suit against the brothers with the goal of retaining the rights. The brothers are seeking to exploit copyright law's termination provision. And this is such an amazing thing that I do believe actually they should make sure this stays, because that way corporations don't just get to own your content forever and ever and ever and ever and keep monetizing forever. But basically, this termination provision allows authors to cancel transfers after waiting a period of typically 35 years for newer works. Given the time frame, studios are facing the prospect of losing franchise rights to many iconic works from the 80s. Predator star Schwarzenegger spawned 3 sequels plus spin-off movies. Reportedly, there's a reboot from Dan Trachtenberg, who did 10 Cloverfield Lane. But such plans by Disney may face an obstacle in the form of termination. According to the complaint, the effective termination date for the screenplay, originally titled Hunters, is April 17th, which is this Saturday. They said they've served a terminated notice all the way back in 2016, and for 4.5 years heard no objection. As stated in their complaint, then in early 2021, defendants' counsel unexpectedly contact plaintiffs' counsel contesting the termination notice as supposedly untimely, based on a theory that the 1986 grant of screenplay underlying their Predator films allegedly qualified for the special delayed termination time window, blah, 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 intended for book publication grants. The Thomas brothers said they served alternate notice of termination with later effective termination dates. That hasn't satisfied Disney, so the brothers are now seeking declaratory relief. They are represented by blah, 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 blah. He notably represented the Friday the 13th writer in a court win. Oh, wow. So Friday the 13th won this franchise thing. Within hours of the filing by Thomas Brothers, Disney's division had its own lawsuit ready to go, while federal statutory copyright laws endows certain grantors like defendants with copyright termination rights. Such rights may only be exercised in accordance with the statute's requirements, including provision. I don't even care. The bottom line is F you, Disney. You clearly have all the lawyers and all the way to try and make this happen. They clearly are trying to get back their rights because this is a real thing. And now Disney and their expensive lawyers are going to screw over the creators once again to keep this product on the shelf and probably not even use it or take care of it. And I say enough is enough. So now they're going to try and throw a lawsuit back, yada, yada. They're going to delay this, make this costly, whatever they can do to keep Predator rights, which it sounds like they could very well lose. So this is fascinating. And so action is so the 20th Century says this action is necessary because defendants are improperly attempting to prematurely terminate. That's bullshit. It's 35 years. It's been there. They gave you warning. And now as the clock's ticking, you're like, shit, what do we do? And so lawyers get desperate and they're throwing now these last-ditch efforts. This is crazy. What do you guys think? I mean, do you like this idea of creators having sort of a 35-year termination law so that way at some point rights can revert back? Or do you think, no, Disney bought it. They should own it forever?
So my question, just to clarify, so it sounded like Disney, per the termination law, and is it that Disney has to notify them that their terms for their termination is almost up, and then they're like, guess what, we got it now, or and because I thought that's what I read.
I think the laws are changing. Like when they bought Marvel. I'm sure they own Marvel. You know what I mean? Like I think things have changed now, but it sounds like here, like on behalf of Warner Brothers, they fought over rights to Superman. The case lasted for years and grew very nasty with allegations that he had tortiously interfered with rights. Ultimately, Warner Brothers prevailed. So the studios will probably win. But it's interesting that there is this ability for creators, especially for stuff in the 80s, which there's a lot of stuff here. Terminator, a lot of these franchises are now going to all have to go to court to sort of Roger Rabbit, Beetlejuice, a lot of stuff here as the sort of 35-year mark bows. All these movies now get to sort of fight back to say, hey, the copyright laws, you don't get to own them forever. You only got to own them for 35 years. And so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know all this detail. If anybody in the chat does know. But I'm just curious. I'm more interested in the idea ethically of like, if there was something from the 80s and they didn't think it is what it is, but you get 35 years and then the rights revert back to the creators. Do you think that's a good fail-safe? Or if Disney purchased rights to the Predator, they should own it forever and ever and ever just because they bought the first movie? What do you guys think?
I mean, if they bought and took on the original terms of the contract, then yeah, I think that's a great deal. Because then the better response is that Disney should now try to renegotiate that contract in that regards. But yeah, if that carries through, I guess it would also depend on like what was stipulated when Disney bought those films and bought those rights.
Well, because like right here it says like for Terminator, apparently Skydance has a deal in place with Jim Cameron and controls the rights for the foreseeable future. That's how it should be. Like James Cameron should be able to keep the rights, sells it, and then what it sounds like most of these cases are happening, they make a new deal. And to me, that's how it should work. You know, like the fact that they can sort of buy these creators things and then own it forever and then never have to pay them again, it's kind of crazy. Like at a certain point, shouldn't there be timelines on these deals? It's like Taylor Swift's fighting the same thing, and I got to applaud her for it. It's like it's really hard in the music industry where you sign up for a record label to sort of get known and help them get you out there, but then you never get to own your music ever. Like the Beatles were fighting for it forever, Michael Jackson's fighting forever. At a certain point, when the studios have made their millions and millions and millions, you'd think at some point the families of said creators should get some of that kickback, or at least a bonus or something to ensure that they don't just get to exploit it forever the way ever they want, and it's Disney keeps to own it, because all Disney will get is just keep buying because they got the money, they got the control now, and they're just going to keep buying and buying and owning everything, and then therefore no creators can have a chance to like offer it somewhere else and try a different version, and Disney won't do my movie because it's rated R now. What the hell am I supposed to do? I don't know. That does seem like a fail-safe would be nice and interesting at a certain point. Even if it's 40, 50, 60 years, there should just be sort of a rights option where the creators can earn their stuff back. You know what I mean? Man, I would love that as the honest trailer guy. You know what I mean? Like, but at a certain point, right, I gave my rights away because I signed a stupid contract that said they own everything I had, and I never get to have any say over that brand, and they get to run it into the ground. But there should be something there, in my opinion. Steph, what do you think?
Well, it's kind of put down to this: the law's the law. If there's this case in US law, let's say this copyright thing of this 35-year magic number, then Disney need to freaking honor it. I'm a little bit skeptical though, because unfortunately the big guys, the big money always win over the little guys. And I just think that this was something that's part of law, let's say, that protects the creators. I wonder why not as many creators have come forward to try and, I suppose, exercise their rights under this particular part of the copyright law. Why are we only starting to hear about it now? Because I didn't even know this bit existed.
Yeah, good questions. Speaking of which, sorry, letting Lewis in so he can chime in on this too. Yeah, I mean, look, we got to get more information on this, but it's a fascinating thing, and the more I think about it, though, the more I just like Disney having to repay its creators. To me, that's not a bad thing. Like at the same time, the corporation, if they own it, they own it. It is what it is. But I feel like a lot of time, 80 years ago, you don't really know what you're signing, and it would be nice if there was sort of a check and balance to sort of, you know, in the favor of a creator and not just always the corporation. Would be a nice thing that, like, look, you can't own it forever. You just can't. After 50, 100 years, the rights reverts back just because, or, you know, you have first right of refusal or something, or, you know, whatever. There should be some sort of way to protect that, but it's hard to do that. When you buy a big thing like Marvel for so much money, you know, that's a big deal where it's like, yeah, Star Wars, Marvel, they knew what they were doing at that point. He sold the rights out. They own it. I could see that. The creator has sold his rights over. But if you just made a movie and you're supposed to own the rights and you've given it to a studio, they can now just keep doing franchise comic books, video games off of the things you made. I don't know. Maybe the Predator guys, do they get a residual? That's all. There's so much more to it. Lewis, what do you think about this story? Have you heard about this? Do you think there's anything do you think Predator could go back to its creators?
What? No. But I do know of studios who despite not having in the contract that they still get royalties for future films, studios do, for PR purposes, still pay the original creators, even though that wasn't in the contract, just to keep them happy. So it's kind of weird that Disney wouldn't, or whoever wouldn't be willing to do that. Just, because this is bad form. You know what I mean?
Right, but I don't know if you missed the earlier, but yeah, I mean, there's some 35-year-old copyright thing that they are trying to use, and so
that it reverts back to the owner.
Right. Yes.
I don't think that's that. I think that's only that's pretty mythological. I think
no, it's real. Friday the 13th apparently won it. They won. And in most cases, the studios just settle, so they can buy it back. But no, there's a lot of stuff in the 80s that apparently is. So I want to look more into this because I don't want to sound so stupid, but it's a complicated one.
Just so you know, with Friday the 13th, I think Paramount owns Friday the 13th, and New Line owns Jason Voorhees.
See, that's what. And I've been watching the James Bond movies, and that. Holy shit, that's complicated. Certain movies and certain books were licensed, so they did Casino Royale, but they made it as a satire, and then they did Never Say Never Again while Octopussy was out. I didn't realize there was competing James Bond films one year. There was a Roger Moore and a Sean Connery. Do you know which one won? Sean Connery. So here, this is fascinating. I'm curious, chat. If you really know, don't just say it. But if you don't, let's guess. If you don't know, but so Roger Moore made Octopussy. Sean Connery had left, and then Roger Moore had started making movies. He made Octopussy, and then Never Say Never was on deck from someone owned. It was a remake of Thunderball, and Sean Connery said, "Fine, I'll come back and play one more James Bond role." And then they went out the same year. I forget what year it was. But anyway, they released Octopussy, and Sean Connery returned as Bond, and Thunderball.
Octopussy won.
Yeah, there you go. Octopussy one.
I've seen that.
But it's crazy. I would have thought, you would think Sean Connery's return to Bond and Never Say Never Again with Kim Basinger would have. They both did well apparently, but Octopussy beat it. So Roger Moore did beat Bond at Connery at the box office, which was interesting. I haven't gotten to the Roger Moore years yet. I'm on Thunderball. But I'm having really fun looking back at all the Bonds.
Are we done with this one? Because I wanted to ask the panel and maybe the people in the comments questions: who's their favorite James Bond? And if that James Bond is the first one you saw, because people seem to like the first one they saw. Mine's Roger Moore. So
I'm not there yet, so I can't echo. But once I get through it all, I will happily do some more Bond discussions. But I like Connery a lot right now, and I know Brosnan and I know Craig. I'm not as familiar with Dalton, and I haven't watched enough Roger Moore's ones to be.
Roger Moore is like Indiana Jones.
All right,
Harrison Ford, I think took from him.
Sean, we were saying earlier, Sean Connery really sleeps around. Like it's insane. The level
the 60s, man.
Totally. I mean, it's like insane the level of like every girl you just like, hey, I just met you. Let me put my tongue in your mouth. It's really intense. And I usually am just like, whatever, it's a movie. I'm not going to cancel a movie. But even a few moments, I'm like, damn, this would not fly today at all, like in any universe. But that's what
you should go to LA nightclubs. They're like that.
There's a lot of douchebags like that who just think they're Bond.
Movie industry, no.
We can talk about it, but here, Payton, thank you, Payton. I found the Suicide Squad movie fight. Oh, well, that's not fair. Movie fight. Whatever I said on movie fights wasn't real. What the fuck are you talking about? You said I said it in my review, Bunda. Nice try. No.
Bunda Caillou, man.
If I said it in a movie fight to fight and beat Dan, that doesn't mean I'm telling the truth. Movie fight is a debate show to win at all costs. You said you liked the nuance of Leto's Joker and his germ of a good Joker. That's me stretching as best as I can to try to defend Suicide Squad was fun and not a failure. Because I'm not going to sit on Movie Fights, which is a competition show, and say he sucked, which he did. So bullshit, don't accept that. Find the Periscope review. I'm sure it's on Twitter. I had to have linked it. Find the Periscope review, and then I'll admit it. But that whatever I said on Movie Fights, that is not fact. That is just a friendly debate.
I love the way Bunda is watching the show. And meanwhile, watching old movie fights and saw the entire episode.
No, that was Payton found it. Payton found
it. Who did?
But yeah, see, Bunda's like, thank you, Payton. Andy said it. Bullshit. Bullshit. Fake news. Fake news, Bunda. You know very well whatever I said in movie fights does not mean I said it in my review. So nice try. Still waiting for proof. But yeah, James Bond, I kind of want to go do some reviews. I might just do it at some point for a Movie World or something because it's really fun to look back. I do encourage if you guys, it's because it takes a while. There's like 24 of them. but I'm trying to get all the way through again before No Time to Die. So I have plenty of time, but because it's coming out in the fall again. Did they finally? Have they given us a date? Do we know when it's coming out? Is it ever coming out?
Who knows?
That movie has been so delayed. I'm not even that excited for it because I hated Spectre and.
I'm not a Daniel Craig.
I love Casino Royale. I still think that might be the best one. But we'll see. But I hate where it went. But the most interesting thing about the first Bonds is they're all so connected. I didn't realize. Like, it really is like he's on the next mission. Moneypenny and M are always there. Like, it does really have a nice chapter feel. Like, each movie is a new mission for James. And I like that aspect of it, which Pierce Brosnan did too. But yeah, the Daniel Craig ones are starting to feel more like there's too much mythos and connection to everything, where it's just like, no, every movie, give me a cool locale, a sexy girl, some gadgets, and an awesome villain, and just make it a new movie. And they're getting too lost in their way on these new Craig ones, if you ask me. With Quantum of Solace.
He started too old.
Maybe. That could be.
He looks too old. He looks older than what he was.
Well, speaking of which, we'll go on that topic next. I was trying to say, here we go. Tom Hiddleston addresses James Bond speculation. I've suddenly become very aware of what I'm saying. So apparently he's taking it seriously. He's up in the running for potentially being a James Bond. Conversation sprung as the actor's been cast, reaches as the fans want him to be cast a fever pitch. Apparently he told Empire Magazine, where was it? Does he look like Bond? Could he do it? What do you guys think? What do you think, Steph? Does he have a Bond look?
I won't watch it, but yeah.
What was it, Steph?
Especially with his turn in The Night Manager. Hell yes! I would be all over him for James Bond. Absolutely.
What I can say that you don't already know, he said, it's interesting in itself that I've suddenly become very aware of what I'm saying, is it not? Because there's something about what I'm saying that becomes the story. Not for you, but for the world outside. Whatever I say, I found generated more questions. So, yeah, whether he has Bond in mind when he's going for the Night Manager. The Star said that it wasn't something he thought about at first, but was actually surprised people compared it to 007. So there you go, Steph. But yeah, so he's clearly being careful of not saying it yes or no, which makes it sound like he's up for it. Idris Elba's also been on the short list.
That's what I was gonna say. Idris Elba.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do a Nolan one with Idris Elba and leave the.
Can we? That would be. I want Nolan to come in and do a proper Bond. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That's one of his favorite franchises. Just come in back in, do a commercial movie, do a fun little Bond one-off, set up Idris Elba, and then you tip it off to somebody else if you don't want to keep doing them. But yeah, that would be. I think it would be a lot of fun. So we'll see. I wonder or do you think Daniel Craig's comes back if it's Nolan directing? He'll probably be like, all right, fine, I'll come back. But it's like enough. It's time for a new one.
Daniel Craig has expressed, that he doesn't want to come back or a couple times.
He said that every movie. Every movie he fucking says it.
Yeah.
He's had
that coupled with I don't want him to come back.
Yeah, I liked him, but yeah, I'm losing interest. I'm ready for a new one. I don't want to disrespect him. I think he was okay, but it's time for a new one. But anyway, there you go. I want Idris Elba. Yeah, Idris and Tom. Kayla says both, please. The dude from Crazy Rich Asians, he's good. Actually, I like him. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see. But I'm my head. I got a lot of Bond in my head based off everything I've been watching. So stay tuned for more coming. Are you guys Bond fans? Put a 1 in the comment if you are Bond fans. I'm curious. Put a 2 if you're like, I hate Bond movies. I'm never watching them. And then Scotty, what up, Scotty? Scotty G became a member. I think you've been a member before, so you might be re-upping. But either way, welcome to the Popcorn Planeteer family. Re-upping. I appreciate you. Throw those planets in the air again for me. And then David March sent a $4 super chat. Idris Elba has said he will never do James Bond. Really? Where? I haven't seen that. I don't buy that. I bet you he would.
I love you, David, but some of your stories.
I mean,
he's not said that.
I don't think he said that. I think I've heard him say otherwise. So
wait, hold on. He just told me he's down.
Oh, cool. Lewis got the scoop. Over at Nerd Report.
Official.
Over at Nerd Report. D. Duval, thank you, D. Duval. Since Idris Elba isn't black enough for TV, maybe he's white enough to play James Bond. Ha ha! Well said. Oh, man. Did you guys hear, actually, Idris did respond to that, apparently. It's, do I have it here? I'll find it. Oh, I think it's on his Instagram. Yeah, so someone at BBC's head of diversity. If you didn't watch my story on that already, I don't know what you're missing it because that was a good one. Thank you for finding that one, Steph. Didn't you send that to me?
Yes, I sent it to you.
Because that was a good one. And then David sent it too, but you sent it first, so you get the props. But that was a good story, but then no one watched it, so screw you, Steph. No, I'm kidding. It's not here still. But he made a comment about it. I was trying to. He did some like, let's move forward instead of living in the past. Something that sort of seemed like he was addressing the issue. But this woman, who's the head of diversity at the BBC, said his character Luther wasn't black enough because he didn't have black friends or eat Caribbean food.
Caribbean food.
So it's opened up a whole can of worms. A lot of black people and other just people color. Everyone is like, "Excuse me, who's what? Black? Not black enough?" Which is such a stereotype in itself. It's just like, what? This woman was the head of diversity and is a racist. Like, she's being racist. And it's like the BBC is just like, yeah, cool. We gave you $10 million to come in and help us be more educated. This shit is freaking crazy.
Thank you for helping smaller streamers and inspiring us to do what we love. Keep up the great content.
Defenders of Comics, thank you, sir. I
Nice.
appreciate you. Thank you for helping. There you go. See, you activated the robot, so I don't even have to say because you said it for me, Mr. Robot. Defenders of Comics, how are you doing? Defenders has been reaching out to me, has a channel himself. Yeah, you want to call in, Defenders? You're welcome to call in, especially since you just were so generous. It's not the only reason, but here, if you want to come in for a minute. I always appreciate people who help support this channel, but also are, while they're doing the grind on theirs, is always an impressive thing. So here you go.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw your video earlier today.
If you want to come say hi, there you go. You have the link now. Defenders, the Defenders of Comics. But Defenders reached out and he was all like, "Hey, do you ever do any work helping coach channels?" And I was like, look, I'll work, and this is for everybody. I'll work for anybody who pays me. Anybody who wants to pay me, and you're watching, anybody who wants to pay me, I will happily. You can buy my advice and consultation. Yes, please call me up, DM me, always, anytime to get paid. But the reality is, I don't like sometimes doing that for smaller channels because it's so hard to get results. That I don't want to just take someone's money just because they think I'm going to help them. When in reality, it's a really hard job to actually get a channel up and running. And there's a lot of luck even beyond just doing the work and the grind. But yeah, I mean, anybody who wants to help. The answer for anybody is yeah, of course. If you want to pay, I want to be careful of over promising. You know what I mean? To sort of make a channel doesn't think, yeah, pay me all this money and I'll get you a big channel. No, that's anybody who tells you that is a liar and a swindler, and don't trust it. As long as you go in knowing what you're going to get and just some advice and some guidance, and you can afford to do that and get pep talks and support, then great. But otherwise, don't fall for it. But go ahead. What were you saying, Don?
So you're saying not to subscribe to those videos that like are advertisements on YouTube that say like in just 10 easy steps.
No, I mean, you can get, don't get me wrong. There is good advice you can get. Steph has been learning great advice online through me and just resources, but it hasn't turned you Planet of Nerds into thousands of subscribers yet, right? It does. The reality of the numbers is sort of at the whim of the algorithm. So sure, you can take a class and you can get people to teach you, and not to say that everyone's a liar or swindler, but if they're telling you they're going to get your channel huge, they're lying. There's no guarantee to do that. Only YouTube can flip a switch and make that happen. But yeah, Steph, any other thing you want to add on that since you've looked into some of that stuff?
Yeah, so anyone that says quick fix, get 1,000 followers in basically one video, is pretty much lying. Any advice that you do get on like different channels and all that lot, just see it as little tiny mini little increments of moving your channel forward. You're not going to get instant results overnight. It's all about consistency and putting the work in and grafting hard and just getting the content out, and then what you put in you'll get out of it basically.
Well said. Well, there you go. But Defenders, I give you the link if you want to pop in. Feel free. We'll talk to you quick. And then Absent Good. Good to see you, man. How are you doing? Always good to see you. Absent Good. What up, Andy? Just showing some love. I'm staying up late to watch Falcon. Great. Well, then turn into Nerd Report after this, right, Lewis? You'll be still streaming? Are we doing you're muted.
Report, not report, damn it.
Nerd Report? Are we live on Nerd Report tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna do it.
Were you not gonna do it?
Yeah, no, it's already listed. It's just
okay.
that, I'm not feeling the show.
Wow.
Seriously?
That's so sad.
No,
See?
I'm not. I feel you guys watching it, but I'm not.
I love the show, man.
It feels like generic to me. But hey, you know what? I'm not here to tell you it's not good. I'm just here to tell you that I'm not enjoying it.
Man,
as much.
I should
It's
just
okay.
take over, Lewis. That doesn't sound like a good watch party if you hate the fucking show. It's like me doing a WandaVision party. That sounds awful.
No, actually, that was pretty entertaining. Watching you go crazy on WandaVision.
Some people didn't think so. Oh,
I
I'm
went
just
freaking nuts on WandaVision. Absolutely despised it.
Yeah, but it was a great watch party and everyone hated it. Maybe people should go on Nerd Report tonight and pretend hate on Falcon, and that will be the key.
Yeah, no, I'm just a loud bully who hates all Marvel shows. But no, I love this show, and then it's now no one cares. I can't share my positivity on these shows because they think I'm going to hate it. And Absolute Good saying, yes, I will be on Nerd Report. I love the show. There we go.
Thanks.
Good. We'll have some love there for the show instead of Lewis's meh. Lewis is like,
We're going to bring up topics before. We're going to talk
Meh.
movie talk and stuff.
Meh.
And everyone here on the panel is welcome to come up and take over the show.
All right, there we go.
Nightmare
Appreciate it.
Stream.
Yeah, Nightmare Stream forever to life. Nightmare Stream. All right, well, let's do one more story before we clip this for YouTube because this is just sort of a very all up. Let's see. Let's pick. The hell is this? Oh, it's just a random. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things. Oh, here we go. This is what I want to talk about. So apparently, guys, Fast and the Furious crossing over with Jurassic World. Michelle Rodriguez explains why it's possible. What do you? Before I even
done.
get to her quote, I mean,
That's all I need.
I would watch the hell out of this. Like, I know this is sort of like a joke and a kidding, but yes, please. That's what I want. I want him to go through time. I want him to race Nazis. I want him to go then just do it all crazy. And then dinosaurs. And then they somehow go to the future and there's some alien that they have to race. Yes. Don't take it so seriously. Vin Diesel is a blessing and a curse to this franchise. Because Vin Diesel just takes it, he just cares too much about the family and my brother. And Han is like my brother from another mother. And I'm just like, dude, I don't give a shit about all that stuff. Yeah, whatever, family, great. I want the silly, crazy sequences and fun. You know, you guys are the best at racing cars and you go do crazy stuff to race cars. That's what we really want in this friggin' movie. So, yeah, give us what we want. Take it to space, take it to time travel, take us to dinosaurs. Bring it all together. What do you guys think? So Michelle Rodriguez says it's possible. And her quote directly, someone asked, well, could you? Because, you know, Universal owns both. I love it, dude. I'm all in. We were talking about this yesterday. It's so funny because I was talking about this yesterday. Because once you reach a certain pinnacle, there's nowhere to go but cross-brand and merge. It's what big corporations do with each other when you get too big, you know? So you just have to brand and merge with each other. But the only thing standing in the way is lawyers and studios because usually the brands they're trying to merge belong to different studios. But if it's under the same umbrella, I don't know. I'm just saying it works. What do you guys think on the panelists? Would you want to see Fast and the Furious go to prehistoric times?
I mean, I will watch it without question, but I'm at the stage now. I can't think of a franchise that's going more outlandish now than Fast and Furious.
Well, wait, Adon. Jurassic World is literally splicing humans and dinosaurs together at the end of Fallen Kingdom. So it's about to jump the shark too, no?
Yeah.
Why not jump that shark in Dom's car?
So wait, we're gonna have like the new version of the Indominus, like racing Dom, and it's gonna like just like jump into the screen, and it's gonna be like and I get Vin Diesel, get
Sure.
a bite out of that Diesel.
Sure. Well, David just said something even crazier. Wait, is this true? Because this is crazy. Hold on. Nuh-uh. Is this really? Hold on. Did I miss it? Where? Come on, link me, David. Don't tell me, and then I gotta go find it.
Wouldn't it be like Dom versus?
Yeah, what is the hashtag? Is that what it is? So apparently he's saying, yeah, you know what's stronger than Infinity Stones? Family. Who wins in a fight? Thanos versus Dom. I mean, it's Thanos, no doubt. But let's have fun and come on, of course, to watch to watch Dom and the family have to take on Thanos would be pretty entertaining.
He'll do a flying headbutt.
Does Dom get a wrench?
Never knocked on nobody. It's pretty, I'd watch the hell out of this too, though. I'll be honest. I want the silliness factor of that. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? What do you think, Steph? Are you a fan?
I am a fan of the outlandish parts of the Fast and Furious franchise. I mean, when I watched the trailer that was just released this week, I was most excited about the fact that they're freaking going into space.
Yep.
It's like, that's amazing. Space cars. Yes, all day long. And now, like, they're even like pontificating about doing a bit of a crossover with fast cars and dinos. Yeah, freaking sign me up. I want to see major fast cars going against raptors, T-Rexes. Oh, yes. Oh, and there's like big, massive dinosaur giant poops, and like the speeding cars kind of like use them as ramps, and like they go up the speed, the big giant poops, and like they fly across to get to the other side of like the dino park and all that. Oh, the possibilities are endless. Yes.
You lost
Dino
me with all
poops and cars.
a lot of dino poop. Because the car wouldn't drive over it; it would get stuck in the dino poop, wouldn't it?
No, if you left dino poop for a couple of days and then they used it as like
hard.
a driving ramp, then yeah, we're good.
Like a ramp of triceratops poop. All right, sure.
Yes.
Michael, thank you for the cash app. Michael, let's go to space. What up, Andy? Just got in. Well, good to see you. Thank you for joining the show. See, Michael knows how to play the game. Yeah, he's like, I'm buying a drink. I just stepped into the club. I see you, Michael. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. And yeah, what's up? We're all saying it. Steph's saying it. I'm saying it. I'm saying space. What do you think, Adon? Do you like this? Do you want to see him blast off like this into space?
The more you guys are talking about it, the more I'm getting interested. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, they did it in comics, Cadillacs and dinosaurs. I mean, that was a thing. Yeah. Okay.
In fact, I think I have that. Someone sent it to me.
Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
Yeah, I thought I had it. Oh, I can't find it.
I think I have one issue from
someone
them.
sent me like the Cadillacs and dinosaurs. No, I can't find it. Oh well, but yeah, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs was a cartoon back in the day. That that was exactly that. Cadillacs and dinosaurs. You sent me just a picture of Thanos, Dave. That's just a photo.
That's all you need.
Anyway, yeah. Look, you're right. Cadillacs and dinosaurs was a thing. So why not bring dinosaurs? You don't even have to do Jurassic World. Just go to prehistoric times and go have someone. Cypher makes a time machine. That's what the next Fast movie is.
You guys are missing the entire bridge. You get a DeLorean. It's a car. It's in the same. It's universal. You can do
they won't
Back
get
to
the
the
rights.
Future reboot.
They won't get the
And go back to the prehistoric.
They won't give them the rights to Back to the
prehistoric
Future,
age.
but that would be insane if they found the DeLorean and they went back. But I don't. I mean, they have the DeLorean has shown up in a lot of movies now. Ready Player One and other ones. The DeLorean itself as an item, but if it's a Back to the Future movie, no, they won't let it. But yeah, look, you just make its own time travel machine. You send them back. We got to go back in time to save whoever. It's so stupid, but I love it. That's what I want to see it go to. And I'm all about the dinosaurs. Bring in the dinosaurs. We got lots more to do, but I'm just going to trim this for the sake of the replay. Just because so much more silliness, more super chats coming in, more comments, more crazy stories, plus Steph's Stranger Things around the internet. Always a blast. You're not going to miss it.
Ooh, nice.
So thank you guys who've been watching. Real quick plugs. We'll just do it quickly for those on the replay. Don't forget Planet of the Nerds for Steph. Go look up the Planet of the Nerds. Check out Nerd Tots for Adon and the Nerd Report for Lewis. It's the Nerd Report. There you go. So he's so nice. He doesn't care.
Because I'm fat.
Subscribe to them all. And there you go. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We're not done yet. We're just clipping this for YouTube because YouTube sucks.